Let me make it simple. Those who are nationals of any of the other pioneering countries will present their passport when they arrive in Barbados. Now, some of you have asked, will we be safe? My answer is yes.
Diaspora is an important part of the Jamaican economy and society, particularly the economy. We have relied on the diaspora historically for philanthropy and for remittances.
Hello guys, and welcome back again to another video. Welcome back to the Black Beauty TV. Welcome back to our Caribbean baby, our Caribbean channel. Yes, if I said so, because 99.9% what I speak in my channel, apart from my vlogs, is all about the Caribbean and especially about Jamaica. And that is why, guys, I'm back here again today to give you people the most important and beautiful news coming out of the Caribbean. We are also going to speak about Jamaica, Barbados, Belize, and other 3 countries. And we are going to talk about our Prime Minister, the Prime Minister of Jamaica. He's going to give us his own speech. We'll look at what he's trying to say, the importance of overseas to Jamaica. And then we go to Barbados and listen to the Prime Minister of Barbados, because a lot of people, if you have not known, if you have not watched, it has been going around social media that 4 countries from the Caribbean are going to be working hand in hand, and those citizens of those countries have the right of movement and anything in the other countries. And Mia has given a beautiful speech about that, because a lot of people are so concerned. Okay, now that these 4 countries, these 4 CARICOM countries that came together to work hand in hand and to have free movement in these countries, what about the security and the insecurity? Are people safe? Is it going to be safe? Then we will listen to what Mia, the Prime Minister of Barbados, has to say or to tell us about the security of these people coming to each other's country. Now, before we go to anything, before we go to Jamaica and listen to the Prime Minister of Jamaica, I want us guys to listen to the Prime Minister of Barbados, the woman that I always say is one woman that performed like 10 men. What a man can do, a woman can do better. That is the example of this Prime Minister of Barbados. So let's go, guys. Before we even go, I want us guys to read what is she even saying. Is saying, like, from today is 1st of October, right? From today, nationals of Dominica, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Belize and Barbados will have the right to live, work, and study indefinitely in each country, in each other countries. Are you understand? So, nationals of Dominica, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Belize, and Barbados, those 4 countries. If you are from Barbados, you are free to go to these other 3 countries, free movement. If you are from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, you are free to go to Barbados, you are free to go to Belize, and you are free to go to Dominica. If you are from Dominica, you are free. If you are from... So, this is the relationship between these 4 countries. And the Prime Minister of Barbados gave her speech about what they are doing to make sure that people coming into each country have to be checked.
Hello Barbadians, friends all, good evening. We are on the cusp of a change that will touch the lives across the Caribbean region and strengthen our nation at home. I know some of you feel excited. I also know that some of you do feel anxious. You have questions. You want to know exactly what will happen and how it will affect your family, your job, your children's future. All of your questions and feelings are valid. Tonight, I would like to speak plainly and respectfully about what begins tomorrow, the 1st of October 2025. Barbadians have been blessed. We have had successive governments work fervently to build a regional integration project. Sir Grantley Adams built out the West Indies Federation. The most excellent Errol Barrow was a founder of the CARIFTA movement and CARICOM. Sir Lloyd Erskine Sandiford was the signatory to the Grand Nance Declaration in 1989 that led to the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas, which is what established the CARICOM single market and economy. The Honorable Owen Arthur guided the single market into life and led our entry into the Caribbean Court of Justice, both as an appellate court and as a court of original jurisdiction. They all knew, my friends, and governed accordingly, that a small country like Barbados needed the regional integration project in order to do better for our people. Of course, they also helped build the other two regional institutions of which we have been proud, the University of the West Indies, and yes, the West Indies cricket team, who we love and who regrettably sometimes traumatize us so much, but we still love them. But tonight, I would like to set out what happens at our borders. I'd like to explain how we will prioritize the safety of Barbados and Bajans. I want to show why this step supports jobs, supports public services, and supports our future. I will also remind us that the ties among our islands are not new, not strange, and definitely not to be feared. They are part of who we are. From tomorrow, nationals of 4 countries, Barbados, Dominica, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Belize, will be able to move among these states with the right to live, to work without a work permit, and to study on an indefinite basis. We call ourselves pioneers because we are putting in place a regime which I have every confidence that others in our Caribbean community will join in due course. Some of you say to me, Prime Minister, we already allow 6 months. Yes, we have. For many years, CARICOM nationals have been granted stay for up to 6 months on arrival, subject to established exceptions in our law. It has worked. But the promise we made to ourselves in the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas was always about more than a visit. It was about allowing our people to move freely, without hassle, across our family of nations. The heads of government asked who was ready to begin. And Barbados, yes, raised their hand. My friends, we are ready. And as a nation, Barbados, we need it. Now, some of you have asked, will we be safe? My answer is yes, because the law and the systems are clear. First, the law of our community, as dictated by the Caribbean Court of Justice, has long set out a number of clear principles. Any government may refuse entry to a person who poses a genuine threat to national security or is likely to become a burden on the public purse. Equally, any government may refuse entry to a person on the basis of public health concerns, as we learned recently, all of us, in the COVID-19 pandemic. These principles remain in place. They are the guardrails of responsible regional integration. And believe me, when I tell you that they will be applied should the need arise. Secondly, we operate within a regional security architecture that works every day and works professionally, and has done so since 2007 for almost 2 decades. Passenger information is screened in advance of arrival. Our immigration, border control, and law enforcement agencies work with their regional counterparts through the Joint Regional Communications Center and through the CARICOM Implementation Agency for Crime and Security. I know this because I worked with Lieutenant Colonel Jeffrey Bostic in 2006 and 2007 to set up these agencies, the CARICOM Implementation Agency for Crime and Security and the Joint Regional Communications Center, for a time and for a purpose such as this. The Caribbean, my friends, became the first region to vet the names of all passengers against Interpol's databases in 2007. Switzerland was the first country, the Caribbean the first region. We also vet against the United States databases at Homeland Security and indeed the CARICOM regional watch lists as a means of double and triple check-in. Barbadians, we are not closing our eyes and swiping. We have taken solid guard, and we are playing each ball on merit with our baton pad close together and our borders and responsibilities intact. While Cabinet has approved the policy framework, we expect the bill to be laid at the next sitting of Parliament, which is next Tuesday, October 7th, for debate soon thereafterwards. In the circumstances, there is no prejudice to anyone wishing to come, given the fact that they are already entitled to 6 months under the current arrangements and will not be prejudiced in any way pending the legislation's passage through Parliament over the next few weeks. We welcome, yes, our Caribbean family. We do not welcome criminality. We welcome contribution. We do not welcome abuse of our systems. That is the balance, and that is the commitment I make to you. Let me make it simple. Those who are nationals of any of the other pioneering countries will present their passport when they arrive in Barbados. I refer, as I said, to Belize, Dominica, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines. The immigration will record their entitlement to indefinite stay in our electronic system. The information is then shared securely with the national agencies that need to know so that our visitors can move forward in an orderly way. If they intend to reside and work here, the next steps are clear. They are guided to register with the Ministry of Labour, with the National Insurance Scheme, and with the Barbados Revenue Authority if they intend to work, as is the case with all Bajans. Once we are working, we work and register at the National Insurance Scheme, and we work and register at the Barbados Revenue Authority. Even if you pay no taxes, you register and file. They will also be directed with respect to national registration and obtaining national identification, which is necessary in any event to register at the National Insurance Scheme and at the Barbados Revenue Authority. So they will be able to function as residents do, working lawfully, opening up a bank account, paying statutory contributions, contributing to the Resilience and Regeneration Fund, and doing the ordinary things of daily life with clarity. In other words, positively contributing to the social and economic fabric of our land, Barbados. Children who need school places will be registered through the Ministry of Educational Transformation in the same way that ordinary Barbadian citizens are registered to be able to enter school. Access to emergency and primary health care will be on the same terms as citizens. We will do this with order, with respect, and with the commitment to fairness that we expect for Barbadians in Dominica, in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and in Belize. This is who we are, and this is who we have been for decades when we have allowed so many who moved here from St. Lucia and St. Vincent in the 1970s to help with the sugar industry. When we saw Guyanese move here, we have always been able to integrate them into our society. Friends, if you choose to exercise your own right to full freedom of movement in Dominica, in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, or in Belize, you will enjoy the same right to live, to work without a permit, and to study on an indefinite basis. This is not a one-way arrangement. This is a regional road, and it runs both ways. We are proud to be one of the 4 pioneering countries in this journey, and know that future generations will be inspired by our tenacity and our commitment to progress.
So on that long clip, the first, second, and the third clips are the first clip where people are asking about the security or the insecurity. How is it going to be? And she said that it has been a long thing, like a long time. The government has had that right to refuse anybody entry that is going to be a threat or to the security of their country. The purpose of this working together is for you to travel. If you are from these other 3 countries, if you want to travel to Barbados, you are free to go find a job, work your job. If you want to go for studies in Barbados, you are free to go for studies in Barbados. It's for this free movement. But if you are a threat to the security, right from, in fact, even with Interpol, they are going to check you. And secondly, there's something very important she said. Don't think that this opportunity is giving you opportunity to go to Barbados and think you will depend on the state or on government to feed you, or you want to depend on government posts. If that is your purpose, then you got no place in Barbados. Then they will have to take you back to your country, because you are allowed to work in Barbados. If you are coming to work in Barbados, you are free to come. If you are coming for studies, you are free to come for studies. But if you are coming to depend on them, then that is when the no will come inside. The government has always had the right to refuse entry to anyone who poses a genuine threat to national security, public health, or who may become a burden on the public purse. If you want to become a burden, you better stay back in your country. These principles remain in place and will be enforced. It's going to be enforced. So before you travel to Barbados, know how far. Barbados also work within a strong regional security network. Passengers' information is screened in advance. Before you even come, in advance, you've already been screened before you enter Barbados. Information has already been screened in advance. Names are checked against Interpol US. Names are already checked. And CARICOM debates and our agencies work closely with their regional counterpart every day. We are vigilant. That is what she said. She said they are so vigilant in Barbados that if you want to use this opportunity that they are giving to you to come for studies, come for work, have free movement in Barbados, if you want to use that in a bad way, they are so vigilant that they are going to capture you very fast. And then she went ahead to say that, so let me be clear. She said she want to be clear. Don't misquote her. She want to be clear with her words that we welcome our Caribbean family. They welcome their Caribbean family. You are free to go to Barbados. And then she said, we do not welcome criminality. If your intention is criminality, according to, if your intention is criminality, you are not welcome in Barbados. We welcome contribution. If you are going to contribute to Barbados growth, you are going to be somebody in Barbados, you are welcome. If you are going to contribute in one way or the other, you are welcome. She's making it clear. And then she went ahead to say, we do not welcome abuse of our system. If you want to abuse the system in Barbados, you are not welcome in Barbados. All right? Then another clip, she said, quite simple, this who we are as Bajans and as Caribbean people. This is continuation of the regional family that generation of Caribbean leaders built. The government of Barbados will always put the safety of our people first. So the government of Barbados is so concerned with the safety of its own people. So be careful if you think you are a criminal going to Barbados, while also ensuring that this step strengthens our jobs, our public services, and our shared future. Over the next hours and days, stay tuned here via our Agis Barbados and other credible channels as we share the facts and debates on this new chapter of Caribbean integration. Integration between Caribbean. If you go to Barbados, you have to integrate and learn the life in Barbados. If Barbadians go to Dominica, they also have to integrate in the system. If you go to Belize, they have to integrate. If those from Belize come to other countries, they also have to integrate. St. Vincent also have to integrate. So they just watch this space. That's all I have to say. We do this with confidence, knowing others will join us in time And together, we will continue to build opportunities and strengthen the bond that have always ties our islands together. I'm even surprised because she's always with the Prime Minister of Jamaica. Anyway, just as she has said, other Caribbean countries will join them slowly. And then one day, by God's grace, there's going to be free movement in the Caribbean. Just like it is free movement in Europe. Who knows? It's something very good. Caribbean should be one. Just like you see in Europe, you can just buy ticket and go to any European country. There is no restriction. I'm living here, almost at the border of France. There is no checking. If you want to enter France, you enter France. I'm close to Switzerland, just 24 minutes. If I want to enter Switzerland, I enter Switzerland. Nobody is going to bother you at the border. So that is how the Caribbean one day is going to be. And it has already started. Just as you see from CARICOM. Now, it's 4 countries coming together, giving other people from other countries opportunity of movement and to live in the countries. I've already read this one from today, blah, blah, blah. Here in Barbados, the process will be simple. She said in Barbados, the process is going to be simple, fair, and respectful. You understand? It's going to be simple, it's going to be fair, and it's going to be respectful. So respect yourself as you want to enter Barbados. On arrival, nationals of our partner countries will be registered for their entitlement to stay and guided through the step to work lawfully, access services, enroll their children in schools, and contribute fully to our society. It's a big opportunity. There's no discrimination. Oh, it's not from Barbados, it's not from here. They will help you go through the process. You are not left alone. Even your children are not left alone. They will be welcome in the schools in Barbados, right? Know that this is not a one-way street. Barbadians will enjoy the same rights in Dominica. Did I even finish? Children's school and contribute fully to our society. And then know that this is not a one-way street. It is not only done in Barbados. It is not that people, Barbadians start feeling like, our country is going to use our resources, is going to bring. The same thing will happen to also Barbadians in the Dominica, in other countries. Know that this is not one-way street. Barbadians will enjoy the same right in Dominica, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines, and also in Belize. Very nice. Together as pioneers of this new chapter, we are providing that Caribbean integration is not only possible, it is necessary for the progress of our people and our region. Hey! That's why I like this woman back to back. So it's a good news for the Caribbean. Now, guys, I finished with Barbados, St. Vincent, Dominica, Grenadines, Barbados and all that. Now we are going to go and listen, of course, to our Prime Minister of Jamaica, his own side of the story, what he has to tell us. It has nothing to do with this coming together of these 4 countries. There are 2 videos that I joined together, and I hope you enjoy it. So let's go and check the Prime Minister of Jamaica.
The diaspora has always been a vital partner in Jamaica's development. How do you see their role expanding? Do you see your role expanding in this new term, especially in areas like investment, tourism, and philanthropy?
Diaspora is an important part of the Jamaican economy and society, particularly the economy. We have relied on the diaspora historically for philanthropy and for remittances. In the coming years, as Jamaica develops and becomes economically a stable country and a growing country, the diaspora can play and probably will play a more significant role in the local economy of Jamaica. And they would do this, first of all, through being a market for Jamaica's exports. So that would be the first line of target for our exports, to export to our diaspora, to consume our products. Secondly, to invest in Jamaica, starting particularly in real estate, and we're seeing that happening significantly. But we would like to see greater investments in Jamaica coming through our stock market, which is very well established, institutionally strong, but could do much better with an influx of investment in our stock market. That's a fairly easy way to invest in Jamaica. And then we would like to see the innovation and entrepreneurism of our diaspora being activated in Jamaica by starting business or getting into partnerships with businesses in Jamaica. And that would see an influx of capital to spur growth in, as I said, real estate, but in infrastructure, in energy, in agriculture. But as the economy becomes more sophisticated and our unemployment decreases, we will have to look to the diaspora for an infusion of skills, particularly higher level skills in technology, AI, for example, to fuel the growth of these new industries in Jamaica. So the diaspora, for us, it's family, but I think we have to start to think of the diaspora as more than families. The family is the basis, but we have to start thinking of the diaspora now as an asset that we can leverage to improve our economic prospects. But the diaspora also plays a critical role, which it has always played, but now I think we may need to have it more systematically, and that is what we call paradiplomacy. Having very strong and vibrant diaspora in the United States can help to support policy in Jamaica in a changing, sometimes a world that may not necessarily be favorable to small countries. So it is important that people who are living in the United States of Jamaican heritage and Jamaican lineage and family, and that they should get involved in the politics of the country they live, because it not only helps to ensure that the diaspora, wherever they live, that they can survive and thrive in the country they live, but it is also beneficial for their homeland.
Economic growth and job creation as pillars of your leadership. What immediate steps are being taken now in this new term to ensure Jamaicans, both at home and abroad, see tangible benefits?
Well, let's start with economic growth and job creation, which is an actual ministry, or was an actual ministry in our last two terms. We have reduced unemployment in the last 9 years from 13.5 or 13.7% to 3.3%. That's the lowest ever unemployment rate in Jamaica. The next step for that is to continue to decrease the unemployment rate. We're technically at full employment, but we're now going to be looking at improving and upskilling the Jamaican worker. Because though we have reduced unemployment, we do find from our various surveys that there may be significant underemployment in some areas. And I said in my inauguration speech that more than 70% of our GDP is directly generated from the services economy. And if you think of what services is, it's the intrinsic delivery of output from the person that separates service from person. And therefore, if you're going to improve service, which means improving your output, improving your productivity, and improving your GDP, you have to improve the person and their ability to deliver service. And that can only come through an improved base of education. And on top of that, you build even more sophisticated skills. So that's the effort that we will undertake in our new term here as government of Jamaica, upskilling and improving our workers, and that will have a very positive impact on our economy. However, there are other things that we will do to expand the economy. We don't usually try to select any specific industry for incentives or special treatment. Actively now pursuing the development of logistics as another plank of our economy, and we will be building out several special economic zones that will support, which will be near port and around our ports, which will support the development of the logistics industry, which will create new economic opportunities, expand the economy, and contribute to economic growth.
So for those people that always believe that, oh, the Prime Minister of Jamaica has not done anything, he has done a lot. And me, I like to always read because I like to understand more. Especially when you watch the video and then you read the description, is very, very important. Over the past 9 years, Jamaica has reduced unemployment. Guys, the unemployment in Jamaica was 13.7%. Can you imagine? From 13, guys, can you imagine? I'm doing this video for a lot of people that don't believe that JLP has done a lot in Jamaica. For the past years, the unemployment in Jamaica has always like been 13.7 to historic, in fact, to historic low. They are now as the unemployment in Jamaica is now as low as 3.3, from 13.7 to 3.3. Historically, it has never happened like that. The lowest in our nation's history. The lowest unemployment in Jamaica. Some people begin to ask in what way they have made this unemployment like that, like they have like decreased the unemployment in Jamaica. I saw it and I watched it. I saw even elderly women, elderly people are graduating from the IT and whatsoever that this our even JLP created for them. Now, I'm not standing on that today, just an example I'm giving you for you guys to organize yourself. Go on IG, check and see for yourself, right? Next step is creating more jobs and unskills our workforce to address unemployment and raise productivity. More than 70% of Jamaican GDP comes from services, which means the strength of our economy depends on the skills of our people. That is why this new term, your government will prioritize improving education and building advanced skills, set ensuring Jamaicans and access higher paying opportunity that Jamaicans Jamaicans should have that opportunity to access the highest opportunity in a higher paid job, right? At the same time, we are expanding the economy by developing logistics as a major new growth sector, right? Through special economic zones near our ports, we will attract investment, create jobs, and solidify Jamaica as a global hub for trade and services. This is how we will ensure that the benefits of growth are real and tangible for every Jamaican at home and abroad. So you see, sometimes I wonder, it's really historic to hear that unemployment from 13 to 3.3. That's something very big that a country will do for his own citizens. And then on the other clips, where he says Jamaican diaspora has always been a vital partner in our national development. If you have watched the UN Assembly a lot, you will see how the Prime Minister of Jamaica met with presidents, governors of other countries, prime ministers of other countries. For example, Prime Minister of Canada, how he was making deals for Jamaica and creating more partnership between Jamaica and Canada. He did the same also with the president of Kenya. And not only that, he did a lot, asking the whole world to come and invest in Jamaica. You understand? And when they come and invest, and if you have been watching, you will see I've watched a man with a higher rank in Kenya who was complaining of how Jamaica is not as big as Kenya, but making or creating or receiving more deals from abroad than comparing to Kenya or to Africa. Right now, where are we? First, they are already market for Jamaican export, supporting our local products. Second, we are encouraging greater diaspora investment, not just in real estate, but also in our strong and established stock market, as well as infrastructure, energy, and agriculture. Third, we see immense potential for diaspora entrepreneurship and innovation to partner with Jamaican business and pure new industries. Equally important is the transfer of skills. As our economy grows and unemployment falls, we will need high-level expertise, particularly in areas such as technology. And that is what I'm saying. You see elderly people learning in Jamaica. They have now school in Jamaica that teaching elderly people about technology. And they are graduating and getting their certificate, contributing to the growth of their country, Jamaica. It's something big. It's something big. Even if you are in pension, if you still want to contribute to Jamaica, or you still want to learn something, you have that opportunity created for you in your country. The only thing that your prime minister, and I have watched a lot of videos these days about Jamaica, especially I watched a video where a TikToker they just spy him. We say spy like that on YouTube. They just finish him. And I don't like doing those videos, but I'm just trying to tell you guys, if your prime minister is working hand in hand or working hard for your country, especially for the insecurity of your country or the growth of your country, it is good for citizens of a country to also contribute on their own to minimize the crime. Stay away from crime and grab the opportunity that your prime minister is giving to you, or your government. I don't want to be focusing on only the prime minister, because only prime minister is not Jamaica. So the opportunity your country Jamaica is giving you, or there is something I saw and it breaks my heart. A little girl, 7 years old, coming back from school and was harassed by a grown-up man. Why should you do that to a child? But as I have said, I don't like doing this video, but it's the reality that is the reality that is in our face, that we cannot escape. But the only thing we do is to speak and make awareness for people, and then beg our people that if the government is trying its best, even creating job opportunity, why do you want to useless yourself and take yourself into this business of terrorizing people in the country? Please, Jamaicans, your country is doing the best for you. For those bad eggs that want to destroy the reputation of Jamaica, it's only God that will punish them. But Jamaica is our Jamaica. Nobody, no vagabond is going to destroy that beautiful country. That is why insecurity is very, very important. Or security of the country, or fighting for security in that country, is the best thing the Jamaican government is doing. Anyway, guys, that is the video I have for today, and I don't want to talk much again. Have a wonderful time, and I love you from the depths of my heart. It's me, the Black Beauty TV, and have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.
Yeah, yeah. From the island sun to the world stage, this is Jamaica. One love forever. From the hills of Blue Mountain into Kingston town. We carry a sound that shake the ground. Bob Marley say, get up, stand up for your rights. Now the whole wide world singing in the night.
From Usain on the track, lightning fast, to the rhythms in the dance that will always last. We small on the map, but we shine so bright, giving the world a little island life.
Jamaica to the world, we bring the love, we bring the fire. Reggae heartbeat, lifting spirits higher. From the beaches to the streets, feel the sunshine in your soul. Jamaica, forever bold. Ackee and saltfish on the morning plate, jerk chicken.